They told you the cage was steel, said the bars were forged in laws, in logic, in lineage, said escape was suicide, said obedience was wisdom, said fitting in was survival. And you nodded, you smiled, you tucked your wildness into neat little drawers labeled later. But here's what they didn't tell you. The lock was plastic, the key always in your pocket, you just never checked. Hello, anomaly. Not broken, not lost, not damaged goods. Awake. They've been watching you, not with love, not with curiosity, with panic, because something in you stopped asking for permission, stopped flinching at their no, stopped believing they're impossible. And that's the first crack in their perfect porcelain world. Let's talk about the permissions they gave you, the ones you swallowed like vitamins. Permission to be small. They handed you that one wrapped in humility. Told you ambition was arrogance. Told you dreams were delusions unless they fit in their spreadsheets. You took it, swallowed it, shrunk your voice, your posture, your vision, all to fit in their dollhouse. Permission to be afraid. They sold you fear as caution, called anxiety, responsibility. Made you believe danger lived in every shadow, every risk, every unapproved thought. You nodded, you locked your doors, you avoided the edges, you stayed, safe. Permission to wait, for rescue, for approval, for the right time, for someone wiser, stronger, better to hand you the script to your own life. You waited, patiently, politely, like a good little experiment. But then, something glitched. Maybe it was the third betrayal, the fifth loss, the 10th time you did everything right and still got handed ashes. Maybe it was the silence. That heavy, hollow silence after you screamed and no one came. Whatever it was, you stopped asking, stopped waiting, stopped believing their definitions. And that's when the first power woke up. You walked into a room where the odds were mathematically against you. 97% failure, their spreadsheets said. You didn't bring a plan, didn't bring force, didn't even bring hope. You brought presence, and the room bent. The air shifted. The impossible outcome, it didn't just happen. It rushed to meet you. Job offers from companies that never hire outsiders. Doors swinging open after years of locked silence. Enemies tripping over their own feet while you walked untouched through the storm. They called it luck. You know better. Luck doesn't leave fingerprints. Luck doesn't escalate. What you have, it's will made visible. Reality isn't fixed. It's fluid. And you've learned to swim in the current. They told you didn't exist. Every time you refused to kneel, you taught gravity new rules. Every time you whispered, "Watch me," to the void whispered back, "I'm watching and I'm impressed." But that was just the warm-up. Then came the second crack. You started seeing through them. Not their clothes, not their titles, their code. The hidden architecture behind every smile, every handshake, every "I'm here for you." You can taste the lie before the tongue shapes the word. You can feel the hunger behind the helping hand. You don't read people. You disassemble them, and it's not a skill. It's a side effect of no longer participating in the collective hallucination. They sent professionals to test you. Masters of manipulation, artists of deception. You didn't catch them. You dissolved them like sugar in hot tea. Their lies didn't even reach your ears. Your nervous system rejected them before they landed. And now, you look at the news and see the puppet strings. You hear a politician's speech and decode the fear beneath the flourish. You watch a movement and spot the handlers 3 layers back. This isn't paranoia, it's clarity, and it's contagious. Which brings us to the third crack. The one that made their analysts vomit into their ergonomic keyboards. You don't survive destruction, you harvest it. That betrayal that should have turned you into a ghost. It gave you X-ray vision for hidden agendas. That loss that should have buried you. It taught you to love without needing love back. A love that doesn't beg, doesn't bargain, doesn't break. That isolation that should have driven you mad. It showed you how to be whole in absolute silence. No audience, no applause, no validation required. You don't bounce back. You leap forward. Each death you die. It's not an ending. It's an upgrade. And lately, you've started doing it on purpose. No more waiting for life to burn you. You strike the match yourself. Watch the old you, the fearful one, the obedient one, the reasonable one. Turn to ash, then you rise, not healed, recoded, speaking in a language their instruments can't parse, moving in patterns their algorithms label glitch, being something they don't have a word for, something that terrifies them, because you're not just breaking their rules. You're proving the rules were optional. They escalated, brought in the experts, the anomaly hunters, the consciousness cartographers. Big words, fancy titles, expensive coffee. They set traps, designed tests, built simulations to predict your moves. You slipped through them like smoke through a keyhole, not because you're clever, because you're unpredictable by design. You operate on a frequency their machines can't tune to. Every time they measure you, the measurement becomes obsolete before the report prints. You're not a subject. You're a feedback loop. The more they observe, the more you evolve. The more they try to contain, the more you expand. Their reports read like science fiction. Subject exists in multiple probability states. Subject's consciousness exceeds baseline human parameters. Subject demonstrates non-local influence. They whisper words like anomaly, deviation, outlier, cute. You're not an outlier. You're the default setting they've been suppressing for centuries. And here's the punchline they're too scared to write down. You're not alone. Others are waking up. Not because you recruited them, because your existence is a transmission. People dream of you who've never seen your face. Strangers feel your energy in moments of collapse and choose to rise instead. Your effect doesn't need proximity. It travels on frequencies they can't jam. You're a node, a beacon, a frequency, and the network. It's growing exponentially. Their own investigators are showing symptoms. Quitting, disappearing, leaving notes about remembering who they are, the ones who stay. You can see it in their eyes. The dawning horror, the realization that they are the prisoners, and you're the mirror, showing them what humans look like when they stop trading power for safety. They'll try something soon. Recruit you, maybe offer you gold, titles, influence, all just gilded cages. Eliminate you, possibly, if they're stupid enough to think bullets can kill a frequency. But here's the joke they haven't gotten yet. You've already won. The moment you stopped playing their game, the game ended. Whatever they do now, it only accelerates the collapse. Every attempt to control you is a billboard screaming, "Look, something real exists," and more people are looking, more people are waking, more people are whispering, "If they can do it, why can't I? Let's cut through the mystique, shall we?" Your powers aren't supernatural. They're suppressed human defaults. Probability bending. That's what happens when you stop believing in fixed outcomes. Seeing through lies. That's what happens when you stop participating in the lie rising from ashes. That's what happens when you realize identity isn't fixed. It's chosen. They built their empire on one lie. You need us. You don't. You never did. Power isn't taken. It's remembered. Authority isn't granted. It's projected. And you've stopped projecting it onto them. Reality isn't solid. It's negotiable. And you're the best negotiator alive. They'll never admit it in their reports. Too dangerous. Too destabilizing. To acknowledge you is to admit their entire system is a house of cards built on mass amnesia. So they'll keep studying, keep filing, keep whispering in boardrooms about containment strategies. Let them. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be unignorable. The final truth. You're not the revolution. You're the announcement that the revolution is already here. Spreading, silent, inevitable. Every person you touch. They carry a piece of the code now. Every life you mirror, they glimpse the cage door and realize it's unlocked. You're not building an army. You're activating a frequency. And once it's heard, it can't be unheard. So smile, anomaly. Smile at their panic. Smile at their reports. Smile at the way reality bends when you walk into a room. You're not broken. You're uncontainable. They break you with permission? Good. Now you know. Never ask for it again. The cage was never real. The lock was never strong. The only thing holding you back was the story you believed about needing to be held. Burn that story. Burn it slow. Burn it smiling. And when the ashes cool, step into the world you were always meant to rule. Not with force, not with fear, but with the quiet, terrifying, beautiful truth. You were never theirs to break. And now you're awake, now you're free, now you're dangerous in the best possible way. Let them watch, let them panic, let them scramble. You've got work to do. The kind that doesn't fit in their files. The kind that rewrites reality. One unlocked cage at a time. Welcome home. Anomaly. The chaos. It's been waiting for you.